Associates. All right, so this is my ride along for our technical discovery project. As always, I'm just starting by reading back over the assignment brief. And here I'm going ahead and actually outlining the different pieces or the different action items that are stated to make sure I don't miss any and don't forget. And so now I'm just starting to write the kind of introduction. I have my technical discovery, which is this flyer. I just took a photo of it, sent it to myself, over Google Photos. And I'm just kind of giving myself a quick, introduction. I liked using Google Photos in this case rather than scanning it because it made it really easy for me to, provide that link. So after, going through and kind of organizing that, I knew I would need at least 2 sources. So I went ahead and, pulled up my Google Advanced Search as the librarians told us, right? Great tool to find data, information. And now I'm going through my audience analysis. So starting with that, what is their deal? When would they find this document helpful, valuable? The information, and then why would they be using it? Why would the target user, why are they being targeted? So I, use that formula that we've been practicing just to kind of get my ideas out there. And now I'm starting to actually look up and research some of that demographic, sort of psychographic information that's going to help me with my analysis. So using Google Advanced Search, that I know I want some population data, right, about Colorado Springs. So popped into Google Advanced Search, found census data, and went ahead and am creating my references. One tip that I've always just found really useful: don't wait till the end of your assignment, your report, to do your references. Instead, as you find that info, as you actually use it, cite it in your documents, build out your reference list as you go. Because definitely, at least in my opinion, the worst thing is thinking you're done with an assignment or a paper or whatever, and then realizing oh, I need to go back and do my citations and probably find that reference again, which sometimes can be challenging if you didn't write down all the reference information to begin with. So grab population data from the census, and then I actually went and drilled down into the Colorado Springs website, right, the .gov. I didn't quite find what I needed, and so I went directly to the Colorado Springs Utilities website, and this gave me that data, that information for the psychographics, more of the motivators that I need to understand about my audience. And found that, with utilities, we actually have some voting power, and it's ran by elected sort of officials, so that helped me understand why, right, this target user might be actually reading and using the newsletter that I received, because it can help with actually making those informed decisions. And so as far as my writing process, now what I'm doing, since I wrote down the what, when, why, and I went through and did find that demographic, psychographic sources, data, now I'm revising, right? So instead of having a blank page, I just got these ideas down. Now I'm actually revising, rewriting for what will be, kind of the final audience paragraph. So just going through, adding my ideas, more information, and then I can delete, right, my original kind of draft idea. So I use that drafting outlining process to help me organize my thoughts, get the information down, which made it really fast to then write the paragraph. And now I'm into that second substantial section of actually analyzing this document for how it functions for the user, what's good about it, and just how the design elements, what outcomes do I see. And so wrote, a nice little introduction to the section. And here you see I kind of changed my mind on the order. So remember, your introduction should reflect the roadmap of your content. And in this case, since I drafted it first, what I actually ended up writing and thinking about changed. So I needed to change the roadmap I presented to reflect the actual order of the ideas then in my analysis. And I did have a copy of this on my desk, the physical copy, so that's what I'm kind of looking back at to pick out these 3 areas, these 3 elements that I wanted to explore. And so when it came to, and what I'm just doing right now, I have a fun little trick. As you learned, as we read about, right, organizations are going to have style guides to help make sure things are consistent no matter the author. And so I went online to their kind of blog, copied an article there, noticed it was very similar in structure and length to what I saw in the newsletter anyway, and actually dropped it into Word and had that calculate the reading score, the readability level, which gave me a really great, thing to kind of pull back to. and saying, yes, the language actually is really readable. It is good for that target user that, might only have a high school degree to be, a homeowner and need utilities. And so that was just kind of another analysis trick and way to think about and use some of our powerful tools in Word as well to really check that our language is accessible and is meeting what we expect our target users and readers to be able to comprehend. And so finishing up that little section, doing a bit more, research, just making sure my ideas and my facts are all in order. And then last I will hop into the revision section. So the assignment outlined at least one revision. So I'm like, okay, let me think of the top revision that I want to address. And this is going to draw on what we learned and tested with the usability project, but also, since this technical discovery is something that you came across, you probably are the target user for that. And so you can definitely draw on your personal kind of experience and reflection with the document and say like, what is like a weird thing there? So in this case, one of the headings, like based on what the heading was, as I read the content, I was like, that did not align. That was not what I expected. So that is a revision I'm putting forward here. And just emphasizing the importance of making sure as people skim our documents to find the information they want, that things like our headings at that very basic level actually make sense. And so now I'm kind of in the home stretch, just finishing up some formatting on this document, kind of checking that I got everything done, that screenshot I took of the readability assessment, decided to drop in as an appendix. Appendix just being really extra helpful, interesting information, but not necessarily vital to the core of the report. Saving, and now I'm just copying it and going to paste it into the discussion board to submit the assignment.